So with that in mind, it's a pleasure to welcome to the show Didier Stoessel, who is the incoming co-CEO of PPF. Didier, really lovely to see you. I'm fascinated by your company. You've got a lot of stakes in a lot of different sectors, and we mentioned a couple of the companies that you own there. But can you just outline to our viewers, and I think it'd be very intuitive to do so, your investment strategy and this concept of patient capital? It says you're not in a rush to realize returns on short-term assets. In fact, you're very happy to run assets for longer.
Yes, good morning, Steve, and good morning, Karen and Juliana. Maybe a brief overview of PPF, because we're based in Prague. I often joke that Prague is at the center of Europe. I'm born in the east of France, and it takes me 5 hours to drive home, and it takes me 5 hours from the east of France to drive to Paris. So it's really at the very center of Europe. We're family owned, as you rightly said. We have over 40 billion of assets, and we are quite diversified, but diversified in sectors where we believe that we have great operational expertise. Whether it's telecommunication, whether it's media, which you mentioned in the context of ProSieben, whether it's banking, where we own one of the largest banking group in this part of the world, or operations that, for example, you probably use every single day, since we own a large stake in InPost, the out-of-home e-commerce delivery company, which just acquired Yodel and Menzies in the UK. So I think people don't know us, but if you speak to people and you look at the services they use, I think they interact with us quite a lot. I mean, evergreen, what does it mean? It doesn't mean you don't look at the market. I watch you every day. It means that you look at it with a very long-term perspective. We build businesses for dozens of years, and we hope that this gives us an advantage. We don't leverage our businesses. We have very prudent leverage, so we're not a fund at all. And I think that our main differences with everybody is we really get our hands dirty and make sure that the businesses we run are run in the best possible way. So call us not an investment group, but an industrial holding and investment group.
Didier, thank you for that fulsome explanation. I want to just ask you about ProSiebenSat.1 because it's a fascinating one. You were fairly patient around the strategic investor for a couple of years before diving in. And I wanted to ask you more broadly about media, because the most interesting outing on the report side recently was Disney to me, which showed us that a lot of the legacy businesses are really dying when it comes to news, for instance, and some of the traditional channels that it had served up, but where the sticky viewership was around sporting rights. And ProSiebenSat.1 has acquired a whole heap of sporting rights in recent months and quarters, which suggests it's well placed. What do you like about media at this point, and what do you not like in particular?
Yes, I mean, media has been seen as, or at least linear TV has been seen as a dying industry for the last 15 years, as you know well, and since you're in the business as well, we're supposed to go down and never to stand up. I mean, we've proven in our markets, for example, in the Czech Republic, that linear television can be transformed. Linear television can be digitalized, and at the end, we are producer, all of us in the industry, producer of contents, and we just need to find the right medium and the best medium to show it. And linear will be one medium, cable is another, streaming is another, over-the-top platforms is another one, and obviously, if you put all those things together, what we are seeing in our markets is that the total viewership is increasing. People are saying eyeballs are moving away from linear TV. True, it is. They are. However, they are moving to other medium in order to consume the same content, which is the content we consume. In the Czech Republic, we are 50% bigger in terms of subscribers than Netflix. We are probably 2 or 3 times the size of Disney Plus and HBO Max, which shows you that with the right digital transformation and the content that people want, you have a future in the media business. your point regarding ProSieben, we believe that ProSieben can be transformed digitally. They have started. They are going a bit slow, which is why we've decided to make an offer to increase our stake so that we can have a bigger say and try to bring to them all the knowledge we have. See, obviously, if it's relevant, because it's a bigger market than the one we operate today. But digitalization in media, we know very well. You probably know as well. We own a large stake in Viaplay, which is the largest Scandinavian streaming business, similar to they were called the Netflix of Europe at some point. So this is an industry we understand, and that's an industry we touch every single day. So,
well, Didier, then on that basis, given you are really well equipped to hopefully answer my next question, do you see merit in creating a pan-European broadcaster?
In my view, many have tried, many have talked about it, but if you really think, what are the possible synergies and areas of cooperation? I really see only two which are very important. The first one is that technology is more and more present in all our businesses, in all the media businesses. You need to have the best platform with the best user experience, and this requires scale. This requires thousands of developers. This requires experience for many markets. So I think on that point, yes, there is definitely a plus as having a bigger European group. As you know, on our TV side, we have 6 or 7 countries today. So we're obviously using it on the technology side. The other advantage is obviously you can hire better talent, because it's more interesting to say to somebody you're going to be running a large media group in Europe than you're going to be running country XYZ. But that's only the two advantages I see. In terms of content is local. People want to see French series, German series. They're happy to see US content as well, but it's a combination. If you look at the viewage of statistics in all the markets, usually 60–70% of the viewing is for local content, 30% for foreign content, depending on which market we're in. So I think that the logic is there for the 2 points that I outlined, but in general, there is not that many synergies.
Didier, a couple of other businesses you have as well. And I was interested in the biotech area because there's been a lot of reporting now that given all the volatility we've seen out there in the marketplace, that it's really focused the minds, and now some of the biotech companies really want to be in partnership with Big Pharma again, trying to progress some of these innovations that are quite costly. You've got a couple of biotech companies in the portfolio. What is the appetite for working with Big Pharma at this point, and perhaps an end deal for some of these companies?
I mean, we have the same logic as the one you outlined, which is we try to do it on our own. So we were doing everything from obviously R&D to clinical tests, etc., etc. And we realized that we cannot do it on our own. We need partners, we need investors, we need the ability to team up with larger pharmaceutical group. So we're going that way. As you know, the biotech sector, just have to look at the graphs, has not had great times in the last few years. It obviously went down a lot in the last 2 years, plus again a bit more in the last few weeks. So I think we, as a biotech company, we have a clear strategy, which is to work with others.
Lovely to speak to you, Didier. Thank you very much indeed for joining us and giving us a lot of information about your fascinating company as well. And by the way, good luck with that commute back to Paris occasionally. Sounds hell. Didier Stoessel, who is the incoming co-CEO of PPF.